Hi, welcome to News English class. I'm your instructor, Dr. Ye. This MOOCS aims at helping you previewing essential course materials prior to your attendance at the classroom. Please spend sufficient time getting yourself acquainted with the contents provided. In our 5th episode of News English session, we will explore terrorism and various terrorist attacks in order to stay up to date with global issues. It is hoped that this MOOCS will help you stay alert to the ongoing turbulence around the world, and also formulate your unique insight and criticism to examine the world of horrors. The content of this episode is separated into two parts. First, the definition of terrorism, and second, an introduction to various current terrorist attacks. According to Wikipedia, terrorism is implemented through the use of violence or terror in order to achieve a political, religious, or ideological aim. It is classified as a violent crime, and it therefore poses threat to the society and to the nation and international securities. It is considered illegal as a war crime under the laws of war, especially when the targets are non-combatants and rather innocent civilians. However, you should also note there is no universal consensus in the definition of terrorism. Now, we should look through various incidents of attacks from the most memorable ones to the most recent attacks. The infamous September 11th attacks occurred in 2001 when hijackers took over 2 airplanes and hit the World Trade Center in New York. Almost 3,000 deaths were caused. The suicide attacks were organized by the Islamic terrorist group called Al-Qaeda, and its leader Osama bin Laden declared a holy war against the United States. The motives behind these attacks include USA support of Israel and its support against Muslims in Iraq. Also, the presence of US troops in Saudi Arabia was a spot of bother. These reasons combined constitute major threats and source of conflicts for Al-Qaeda. Moving directly to recent events, there are violent acts committed by one person alone who is outside of any organization or group. Such a person is called a lone wolf, and he or she may be influenced or motivated by certain ideology, beliefs, and so on. We will have a look at some examples of such lone wolf attacks. On July 14, 2016, the Bastille Day in France, Nice attack happened when an attacker drove a truck on Promenade des Anglais and ran over the crowd with random shooting, causing 85 deaths and over 300 injured. The assailant was shot to death on the spot by the police. Investigation by French officials has not connected the attacker to any terrorist group. However, ISIL claimed its responsibility to execute the operation. The attacker was a Tunisian, and he took residency in Nice since 2005. Following the Nice attack, Wurzburg train attack in Germany happened on July 18, 2016. The assailant used hatchet and knife to stab and hack passengers in and outside the train, causing 5 injured. The attacker was a 17-year-old Afghan refugee, and he was shot dead during the arrest. It was not confirmed as an Islamist attack. However, his farewell video revealed that the attacker was inspired by ISIS, and his goodbye letter revealed his prayer of taking revenge on all infidels. A few days later, Munich shooting in Germany took place on July 22, 2016. The lone wolf shooter used firearms to create mass shooting around the shopping area, causing 10 deaths, including himself, who later committed suicide. This perpetrator was an 18-year-old German male of Iranian descent, and his motive remains unknown. Seemingly, the occurrences of these lone wolf attacks become more and more frequent and more difficult to prevent. Also, given small samples of these events, are all of them terrorist attacks? If not, how do we make sense of them? What makes an attack a terrorist attack if we keep its definition in mind? At the end of this episode on terrorism, please look back and forward into individual incidents, determine how loosely or tightly the definition of terrorism should be treated. Also, think about why and their probable hidden reasons that these attacks come about. These are the questions that we shall discuss further in class, so please get some initial ideas in mind. Please also remember to complete the online test for the session before the deadline. See you next time.